guys, Julia here. As a freshman mechanical engineering student who is also trying to balance writing and the whole author platform thing, I have to manage my time very well. And I have gotten better at it over the years. At first, when I started writing the Scavenger in my junior year of high school, I got very overwhelmed by the amount of things I had to do and the amount of time I had to do it. But I've gotten some tips and tricks over the years that have made it a lot easier to get all the things done that I need to get done in a decent amount of time, usually with time to spare. So without further ado, here are my top tips for time management. My first tip to manage your time better is to use a calendar. People sometimes underestimate the power of just writing things down, not only to help you remember, but also to make sure that everything is lined up and you make sure that it's all coordinated in the time span that you want it to be. Personally, I used to only write things down in a written calendar, but I have recently discovered the wonder of Google Calendar, and I don't think I can go back now. It is so easy to color code things, write down time, location, notes. It's so easy, and it also can remind you, so it'll send me reminders, like I can set it for 30 minutes or 15 minutes before an event, and it makes things so much easier. I have forgotten so few things this year because of that, and it's been a lifesaver. So if you're using a written calendar, some people swear by it. I was totally part of that group for the longest time, but I would recommend taking a look at Google Calendar or something along that line because it's really easy to have everything in the palm of your hand. But calendars in general are super important. My second tip is to be aware of the time you spend on your computer or watching television during your leisure time periods. For me, I absolutely need some time to decompress and to relax, whether that's scrolling through Instagram or watching YouTube videos or something along those lines. But the thing is, in this day and age, it's super easy to get caught in that downward spiral and binge, but you can't binge if you really want to do other things and you want to be good at time management. So what I usually do is when I start watching something or doing something, I'll set a timer for how the longest period that I want to spend on this. So I can say, okay, I want to start working at 1, so the max time I can spend on this is 45 minutes. I'll set a timer for 45 minutes, so that way I don't have to worry about continuously checking the time or anything. I can fully let myself relax for those 45 minutes, and then when the timer goes off, I know it's time to shut it off and get to work. It makes it a lot easier. That way you're not fighting against yourself and you're like, oh, one more video, one more episode sort of thing. When the timer goes off, hold yourself to it, and then you'll be able to move on and do other things. My third tip for helping with time management is to make yourself accountable. So a lot of times if I'm saying that I'm going to do something and I'm only telling myself and there's not really any consequences if I don't do it, sometimes I will not do it just because no one's telling me to, and it's really easy if I'm tired or if I really want to relax and do something else, I'll just kind of put it off because no one's yelling at me, no one's telling me not to do it. But it's good if you hold yourself accountable to other people, because when you don't do something, you'll know that there's people there that see that you're not doing it. Now, I'm not saying that every time you need to do something, you should be telling your friends, oh, just so you know, I want to write 20 pages today, or oh, just so you know, I need to film today. That's not what I'm talking about. 2 weeks ago, I was sick, and I wasn't able to film that week because I was really out of it. But to hold myself accountable for the next week, I said, I'm sorry guys, I got food poisoning this week, I won't be able to put out a video, but I'll be back on track for next week. Just by making that quick announcement, it doesn't seem like it would do a lot, but mentally it put me in the mindset of, it's not, oh, hopefully I'll be back next week. It'll be, I'm gonna be back next week. This is what's gonna happen. As soon as I'm better, I'm gonna be back making the content that I used to. So holding yourself accountable in those little ways actually helps a lot, getting you in that mindset of this is what I'm gonna do and this is when I'm gonna do it. Last but not least, tip number 4 is to make sure that you're getting the rest you need. Especially as a college student, I find it really easy to lose track of time, especially at night. If I'm hanging out with friends or watching a movie and stuff, I look at the clock once and it's 10, I look at the clock twice and it's 12:30 and I have to get up for an 8 a.m. Yeah, that's not great. It really helps to be productive when you're not falling asleep at your desk. And I know sometimes it's hard to get the sleep you need, and especially during finals, and if you're busy at work and stuff, you have to do certain things, so you might not be able to go to bed at a certain time, but you want to make sure that you're not pushing yourself to the point of exhaustion if you aren't getting the sleep that you need, because it's really important to rest and recoup and kind of take back control of your energy, because it's really important when it comes to time management. So that's all I have for you guys today. I hope this kind of helps with your time management. Like I said, these tips have helped me over the years kind of get into the swing of things, so I hope they're able to help you as well. Thank you for stopping by. Bye!